Hey everybody. So back a few months ago, like during the lockdown, there was a Penn and Teller special on TV called Try This at Home. Okay, and most of the tricks that they did throughout the special, they kind of taught you how they did it, except for Shin Lim and Penn and Teller, because they did a trick at the very end on Dakota Fanning and Elle Fanning. Okay, they're actresses, sisters, and they like Penn and Teller didn't explain how this trick was done, and it was a really neat card trick. And I watched it again last night, and I picked up on a few little things here and there, so I managed to figure out how this was done because a few months prior to that, I ended up typing up this chart kind of thing that is applied in this same trick. So it was quite similar to like a project that I was working on. Anyway, so I'm gonna write something down on this piece of paper. I'm just gonna write S, T, and B. Okay, and I'm gonna put equals. Just like that. Okay. So for the trick, Dakota and Elle Fanning receive a deck of cards, which is in new deck order. So that would make this tutorial a lot easier, but because this deck is in a random order. But so they receive a deck of cards in new deck order. They unwrap it, get rid of the seal and cellophane. Okay, and new deck order would start with like Ace of Hearts, go all the way through to Jack, Queen, King, and start over again. Okay. Now, for Penn, he across from him, he has somebody else helping him out. Okay, so he's got this chart or like a wheel kind of thing, just like this. And on the inside, okay, so he's probably got like a great big giant wheel that he can read and see. This is a tiny little one, so you're just gonna have to bear with me. On the inside are 52 different cards, okay? Right now, this is in a random order. Penn's deck would have been in new deck order, okay? And then 52 numbers, 1 through 52 on the outside, okay? So, if I look at the bottom card right now, it's the Queen of Spades, okay? Here's a little example. So if I find the Queen of Spades, this is in black and white, so it makes it tricky to figure out which cards are red and which cards are black. There's the Queen of Diamonds there. Queen of Spades. There's the Queen of Hearts, Queen of Clubs. There's the Queen of Spades. Okay. So now, I get that into the 52nd position, okay? So that means that it would be on the bottom. So if I hold that up to the camera, I've got Queen of Spades right there underneath the number 52, okay? So this is like one of those little secret decoder kind of things. Alright, so I've got Queen of Spades 52. That tells me that the card in the number 1 spot on top would be the nine of Spades, okay? So let's check the top of the deck. You have to make sure that your wheel and the deck match up, okay? So we'll check. There's the 9 of Spades right there, okay? So hopefully everything from here down follows the same pattern on that wheel. Okay? So what's the 9 of spades on top? So something Penn needs to know is the top card. So I'm going to write that down right here. 9S. Okay? So T, which means top, equals 9S, the 9 of spades. Okay? For Penn, the top card would likely be the Ace of Hearts because it's a new deck order. Okay? Or for Dakota and Elle fanning because they're the ones dealing the deck. Alright? So Elle spreads out the deck and Dakota takes a card. Okay? It's not a force, it could be any random card. For us, we're going to look at it. Penn and Teller didn't look at this card, okay? So it's just a mystery card for them. Okay, so this is the 5 of clubs, okay? And then that got put back on top of the deck, okay? Dakota looked at it, Elle didn't, went back on top of the deck, okay? So we've got selection, which was what, 5 of clubs? Yeah. So 5, C, okay? So S equals 5C. Now that's now the new top card because Dakota took a card from the deck, moved it from its location, because that's the only card that's out of sync with our chart, okay? So she moved it from its original location and now it's on top of the deck. So now the new number 1 location is 5 of clubs, okay, is our selected card. So then Elle cuts the cards just like this, okay, and then completes it. Now, for those of you who know about cutting cards, it's like a Rolodex, okay? It doesn't change the location, it just opens, or it doesn't change the order of the cards. It just changes the location. So it's like opening up in one location and then they come back together again and a new location is opened up, okay? So then she cuts the cards again. And then Penn tells her, cut it with her left hand so that she loses muscle memory, okay? She can cut it as many times as she wants. So she cuts it 3 times. And then Penn tells her, you know what? Why don't you flip the deck over and cut the deck face up. So she cuts it face up. Now I got 2 7s there. That's kind of a coincidence. So she cuts it, and then I think she cuts it again after that, face up. There's the other 7. I'll just find a different spot, okay? So this is important because the camera that's on Elle and Dakota fanning right now is seeing the face card, okay? So Penn and Teller can see what the face card is on the bottom of the deck, okay? And then they flip that over. So for us, it's the King of Hearts, okay? So I'm gonna grab my pen and put K H for King of Hearts. So B, that means bottom, equals King of Hearts. And we all know that the bottom card is in the 52nd position, okay? Now, we grab our little wheel. So someone across the room from Penn is spinning this giant wheel to get the King of Hearts, just bear with me, in the 52nd position. So 52, there's the King of Diamonds, there's the King of Hearts way down there. Alright, so I gotta move that all the way back up to 52, okay? So I've got, focus on that camera, so I've got 52, and directly beneath that is the King of Hearts. So, because Penn saw the bottom card, he knows that the King of Hearts is in the 52nd position, okay? So that's what whoever across from him is doing on this giant wheel. So that tells him that the top card, which would for him be the Ace of Hearts, for us, we wrote it down, right? Which was the Nine of Spades, okay? The Nine of Spades, according to this chart, is in, you're just gonna have to take my word for it, because if I spin this around, then it's gonna be kind of a pain. It's in the 26th position, okay, so 26. Now, that's where the original top card was, but because Dakota selected a card and moved her card to the top, the 26th card will be her selected card, okay, which we wrote down was the Five of Clubs. Okay, so because we've got King of Hearts on the bottom, the 26th card down hopefully will be the selected card, the Five of Clubs. Okay, I gotta focus again. And there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna count down 26 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. What did I say? Five of Clubs. There it is. Okay. Now, this is a little bit different from how Penn and Teller did their trick, because when they got lucky and it was just the third card from the top, so he's like tap the deck 3 times, but he picked the number 3 as a random card, so luckily it ended up close to the top when Dakota and Elle did this trick, okay? But for us, it ended up 23 cards down, okay? Now, if you want to do that again, then you got to reset the deck in order to get it back in the proper order, and then you got to figure out on your wheel where the Five of Clubs fits into that, okay? Boom. So now this is all back in the same order, and the only one that's out of sequence is the Five of Clubs, which goes, let's see, Five of Diamonds, Five of Spades. Five of Clubs goes between the Jack of Clubs and the Eight of Spades. Okay, that's just my random way I set this up. So Jack of Clubs and the Eight of Spades right there, okay? And now you're reset. So this is a really cool trick, and you could do that as a, you know, pandemic thing through Skype or I don't know, face chat, whatever they call that, right? So through a video conference kind of thing. But yeah, that's really neat, and you know, you can have somebody else in the room helping you out with a giant wheel that spins and is in focus. But yeah, that's how the trick was done. And if you want to try it in new deck order, then I'm sure it would look a lot easier to follow than something that's in random order. But like I said, I printed this thing off for a different trick, and this is supposed to stick to the back of the card box, and you're supposed to find it that way. Oh yeah, and as for Teller, nobody's really watching what Teller's doing. He just ends up having the same card. So I think what he's doing is he's just kind of cutting the cards and spreading through and selecting things, but I think at some point he just brings his cards down like this below the table, pulls out a card, turns it over, and it matches what Dakota's selection was, okay? But yeah, it is a really neat trick. Dakota and Elle likely weren't in on it, so it would have fooled them as well as the audience at home. And yeah, that's all that's involved is this thing. So please like and subscribe, and good luck if you play around with that. Take care.